As you might already know, the reigning champ of tactical backpacks in this house is First Tactical's Tactix One Day Plus backpack. However, many people are not aware of this brand or product. 511, on the other hand, is a highly reputable company and offers their line of tactical backpacks, which is the Rush 24. This version is the newest version that they came out with, which is the Rush 24 2.0. Now, I have done a review for each of these backpacks in their own separate video. However, in this video, we're going to do a comparison amongst these two as to seeing who will be the last one standing. So, maintain your focus because we are about to begin. Hey, what's going on, Motivator? I hope you're doing well and are achieving great things. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Gabe, and this channel is all about optimizing human performance and potential. Essentially, I share my knowledge, thoughts, and experiences to help develop our mental and physical fitness. If this is something that resonates with you, consider subscribing. All right, so I was on a recent search for a tactical backpack that was comfortable, durable, and capable of holding up to 70 pounds, and also having the capacity of being an everyday carry or EDC. As I mentioned earlier, the First Tactical's Tactix One Day Plus backpack ended up being my best choice. But I'm sure many of you are wondering, how might this backpack compare with the more popular and upgraded Rush 24 2.0? There's not much or perhaps any visual comparisons out there, so I figured I'd do my part in making this video, providing you some of the visual details and my thoughts that go along with these amazing backpacks. So I hope that this video finds you well and providing you the necessary tools to help you make that decision as to which pack is for you. With all that said, here's how it's going to go down. We are going to go over some of the potential applications and thoughts of each pack on their own, and then do a side-by-side comparison, giving them 0 to 3 points per category. 3 being the most possible earned points, and 0 being no points. At the end, we will add up the points of each category to see who wins. The categories we will cover are style and appearance, organizational features, water and dirt repellency or resistance, accessory capabilities, and comfort under load. With all that out there, let's begin. All right, so the Rush 24 2.0 is the first one we're going to talk about here. It is approximately 37 liters, weighing nearly 4 pounds, and is covered with a 1000D water-resistant nylon. This backpack offers a unique yoke strap system, which I'm not entirely sure I dig in terms of comfort, but again, for style and appearance, it does have this clean and simple look to it. As you can see here on my build, I'm 5'10", weighing close to probably 190, and what you can see here is that this backpack fits me well. It's 37 liters. I mean, we can almost round it up to 40 if we add on some pouches, but it looks fairly decent on my build and size. However, I'm not entirely sure I like the turtle shell look that it has going on. But as a reminder to all, it is a tactical backpack, so it does have its unique look for that particular reason. All right, so here we have the Tactix One Day Plus backpack, which ranges between 38 to 41 liters, depending on how you pack it. This backpack is approximately over 4 pounds, just barely over 4 pounds, and is a double-layered 500D water-resistant nylon. As you can see here, that the system that they utilize for webbing is their Lynx laser cut system, which is supposed to be 20% stronger and lighter overall than the standard Molle webbing. But as you can see here, the backpack looks fairly well on my build. I want to say that the shape of this backpack somewhat appears to be like an egg. And in terms of depth, it sticks out pretty far. If you pack it very much, it's going to look a little strange if you ask me. But if you don't pack it that much, I would say that this backpack has a very nice aesthetic look to it. All right, so now we have here the comparison amongst these two tactical backpacks. In terms of looks, right, I'm trying to stick to the just the looks. I want to say that the Rush has a unique compact look to it for a tactical backpack, and the First Tactical Tactix backpack, while it may seem a little larger in depth, also slightly taller, it is a bit narrower compared to how the Rush backpack looks.
I kind of said earlier that the Rush looks like a turtle, whereas the Tactix backpack looks like an egg. And I think for me, with my build, I'm a little bit okay with the egg looking thing going on, but not so much with the Rush. However, they're both not that bad looking. I really think both backpacks have their own unique look to them. And at this point, it's really all about preferences and what you really need these backpacks for. So for a rating and a score, I want to give both of these backpacks 3 points each.
On to the second category, organizational features. What you see here laid out is some of the potential gear that I may use for my EDC or everyday carry to help give you that visual representation of what each item in its depth, size may look for each compartment or pocket in both backpacks. And to give you some help or assistance for dimensions for this laptop, which is considered a 15.6 inch laptop, the laptop is 14.25 inches long and is approximately 9 inches wide with only 0.75 inches thick. All right, so let's begin. This is the Rush 24 2.0 backpack. And we're gonna start off with the actual laptop compartment that it provides. Here's what it looks like. Please note that the bottom of this compartment is not touching the ground or the bottom of the backpack, but it's kind of like hanging. So just keep that in mind that when you are putting in your laptop, it's not gonna go straight down. There is a point where it stops. So I'll see if I could show you this line right here. You see how it's like just hanging? Just keep that in mind when you're considering this backpack for your laptop compartment or for a laptop. Okay. All right, so this is what it looks like, guys. Just want to give you like that full-on realistic look of what you might be getting yourself into. You know what I'm saying? So this is where we're at with this backpack. It's very snug. Again, 15.6 inch. It's already touching the top. So if you were to consider this laptop or this backpack and using your glasses holder, it's already hitting your compartment. And it's a hanging pocket. It's not like a hammock or anything. So keep that in mind when using this pockets. All right, let's move on. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is find a place or a home for this bendy tripod that comes with a phone holder as well. As we're looking through this, you would think naturally on the side it works, but unfortunately, it's just not big enough. So let's start with the bottom, who knows? All right, so yeah, great, we managed to fit it. However, putting it in, taking it out, probably won't be ideal. So this is not gonna be the spot for this tool. I suppose you could dump it here. It's kind of a waste. All right, I guess I found a spot for it. Maybe fit it down here. Cool, we found a pocket for it. It works. However, what I wanted this pocket for was my actual poncho. So we're gonna put that in there too. If you are hiking or whatnot and you wanna carry your emergency kit with you, you could obviously, this is a MOLLE pouch. So you could put it attached on the outside, but for me, for EDC, I'm not trying to do all that. So I'll just put it in here, okay? It's not really any place else to put it. And then my electronics. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the main admin pouch, finding out how we could best utilize this compartment. All right, so this is what it looks like. Now we got this that's left. Bamses. All right, that's what it looks like. Now, so what we're gonna do here is the last thing we have to wrap this up is the water bottle. All right, as you guys saw there, it's kind of a struggle. This is what it looks like packed. Now let's go ahead and see how it looks on me. And now the Tactix backpack. This backpack does not have a laptop compartment, so we have to use their hook and hang through pocket or compartment system to make it into a laptop compartment. And it works very well. However, just demonstration purposes only, you may want to have a laptop case cover because when you put this laptop in, you will not have padding or protection, or at least enough of it in the bottom of this backpack. So keep that in mind when using this compartment. All right, moving forward. All right, the tripod. We have two places for this to go to. Damn, that was like 3 fingers. You have two places that this can potentially go. We have one here up in the front. It fits no problem. I think this is ideal. So that's one option. And then the other option we have is on one of these side walls. So I'm gonna put it in here to give you more of that visual, again, like I said, representation of what it may look like. So there's that, it fits on this side. My emergency kit can be dumped here, or as I mentioned before, attach it on the outside of the bag, or you could put it actually on the inside, the actual compartment. Poncho liner, electronics pouch, fork and knife,
main admin compartment. As you can see, it's able to hold my multi-tool knife and several pens, and organizes all of my smaller gear fairly well, and it does pretty good at holding my water bottle.
And lastly, for your eye pro or your glasses, you have this top pouch here that could be for your phone or anything like a quick drop pouch up here. And of course, you can always add your own admin pouch. But for right now, I'm going to give you two options with to place these shades. They can go in here, no problem, or they can go in their own designated area. All right, so that's the Tactix backpack filled. Now let's go ahead and see how it looks like on me.
Now, as we look at both backpacks side to side, it's pretty clear and safe to say that the First Tactical's Tactix backpack has amazing organizational features, while the Rush Tactical backpack does do their best in providing such things for their users. I think Tactix backpack has better features, and having two side panels within the backpack is an amazing feature on its own because you can now stack up tall. Now, the only con here for the Tactix backpack obviously is that it doesn't have a laptop compartment, whereas the Rush does. But the Rush laptop compartment isn't really that usable, if you ask me, because it's so snug and tight. And additionally, these backpacks both have organizational pockets on the wall, and they also offer backside pockets or compartments, one for your hydration bladder, and the First Tactix has their hook and hang through system, which unfortunately isn't designed for a laptop nor for a hydration bladder, but you can make it to work in your favor if you have the ability to do so. I want to say that overall both backpacks are great, but the winner here is First Tactical's Tactix backpack. All right, so for this category, we're going to start off with a dirt resistance test. We're going to see here how well it does on the floor. I'm just rubbing it around to see, just to kind of give you that organic look of, on the field, the backpack falls to the ground, how would it look? Now we're going to do a test and seeing how easily it is to dust off this backpack. And it's pretty fair. I want to say it's doing a pretty good job. It doesn't look that bad at all. It's pretty quick to rub off. There are some spots that are a little bit more challenging than others, but overall, not too bad to get rid of. As you can see here, the result of the backpack looks fairly clean. Not that much work necessary. There are some spots, as I said already, that are harder to get off, but overall, not bad. Now, this is a water resistance test or repellent test, and I could definitely say that it's not doing too good here. It's definitely absorbing up some of that water. We're going to check in the insides in just a sec, but I just want to go ahead and show how, if it were raining or any type of water situation outdoors, you can see how this backpack will easily absorb the water on the surface. Now, as we open up the pack, you can see on the inside, it did pretty good at resisting that water from entering the backpack. And then on the top admin pouch, you can see here to protect your electronics, it's all good to go. The side panel is also all good to go. All right, so now we have the First Tactical. I kind of wasn't going easy on this backpack because it's obviously the one that I kept. So I wanted to truly see and put it to the test in terms of dirt resistance, and it didn't do as good as I had hoped. And I'm just trying to do this stuff genuine, being authentic with what this backpack has to offer. So when it comes to dirt resistance, I can't say with confidence that it does a really good job. And dusting it off is not as effective as I had hoped. So now we're going to see how well it does with water repellency. Initially, it's doing a fairly decent job. It's overall effective at first. However, as you see me rubbing it in and trying to clean up the backpack at the same time, which is quite challenging for me, noticing that this links system, while it does have its pros, cleaning it in between it can be somewhat challenging. But I will say that the backpack does start to show like the absorption of water and is not as good in terms on the surface of repelling water. While the outer surface is absorbing water, the inside pouches, as you could see, are doing pretty good actually in holding off the water from entering. Now for the comparison, I will say right off the bat, this is pretty straightforward, guys. The Rush 24 2.0 did a better job than the Tactix 1 Day Plus when it comes to dirt resistance. I think they are equal when it comes to water repellency. They both absorbed water, but overall, as I cleaned the backpack and notice it now, I want to say that the Rush earned a 3 and the Tactix earned a 2.
For the Rush 24 front side, what we're seeing here is 4 loops for your tactical gear. However, what I've noticed is that this loop on the side, on both sides and the edges, are not exactly the standard sizing of your traditional loops. These would be your traditional size 1-inch loops for MOLLE pouches. And I say that because this could be used for something for like a hook or carabiner hook or some type of attachment. But again, when it comes to the accessory capabilities, it's something that you guys should be aware of and not assume that this is just another loop that you can attach one of your pouches on. So while we're on this side, let me just show you what it may look like to attach one of your pouches. 511 offers their own tactical pouches. However, this is just my own third-party pouch that I attached here to give you that visual. Keep in mind also that this backpack offers 3 loops, with one being somewhat 1.5 inches, or for what it appears to be 1.5 inches. It's a little wider than the traditional sized loops that we have here. Keep in mind also that this loop has some type of fabric underneath it that kind of makes it hard and if not more snug than this one in the middle. So in a sense, this is like the perfect column to put in your gear. This one's a little bit more on the snug side. So just keep that in mind when you are putting or attaching items to this panel. Now, another thing that I want to point out is that when you are going to put your pouch, and the reason why I have it loose is just to take it off easily in demonstrating to you what this next thing I'm going to talk about is that this pocket here, when you have this attachment, and let's say you want to attach your own other compression strap, keep in mind that when you do attach it, whether it be over this pouch or under it, the pocket that you have here is going to still be somewhat challenging to access because this is going to be filled up and attached to the surface of this panel. So adding a second compression strap might be somewhat challenging when accessing this pocket. I do appreciate that they offer the web straps up here because I like to hang my keychain or put it around here. However, I still think that this could have been a little lower, or at least offering more to allow you that customizable feature of where you want to put your attachments. Quick note, since we're on here, is this backpack chest strap. I don't like this sternum strap the way it's designed because I've also tested it. Like let's say right now on a pinch, I'm trying to move and hustle. You have to be very familiar with what you're doing if you want to adjust it high, reattachment or reattach the item to your shoulder strap. Quick and prompt. There, right? Not too much, but you might assume like, hey, it's not too bad. It's easy stuff to do. But when you put on this pack, it's a different story. Now you have this in a different shape, the load on your pack, pulling the weight upwards, it could be a little challenging. And the point being here is that for me personally, I don't like the way they have this system designed. Next thing I want to mention is that they do offer 4 webbing loops to attach anything, perhaps like a bed roller or a foam roller, whatever it is that you want to carry. You could definitely put it on here, under here if you have your own strapping system. So that could be another way to adding on more gear. The last thing I want to mention here is their waist belt system. It's unfortunate that they don't have a bigger slot to add a bigger waist belt holder. However, they only offer this webbing, or I believe it's 1.5 inch buckle or loophole. Maybe it's actually smaller, I'm not quite sure. But they offer this for you to use a waist belt system. It's unfortunate, again, that 511 does not have their own brand to offer one for you. So this is something that you're going to have to take a risk in finding what's out there to make this backpack capable of being a rucksack. First, Tactix One Day Plus offers an insane amount of accessory capabilities, in addition to, as I mentioned already, the numerous amounts of pockets and features. So I'll just go ahead and start off on the side here. As you can see here, there's 4 loops for each side, right? And what that means to you is that instead of having 3, which is the common or standard for other mid-size tactical backpacks, this one offers 4 and allows you to get very creative in how you want to customize your side panel. Here's an example of what I have, something simple that you can also attach another piece up here and removing this strap, no problem, and adding another small pouch or perhaps a longer pouch here. While we're here, I want to talk about these compression straps. I think it's pretty cool that they also sell their own, 511 sells their own compression straps, and I've ordered an extra set so that way I can put them here on the bottom. And I like my backpack somewhat compressed. It's not only just to hold my gear in place, especially when I go rucking, but it's also to give that more aesthetic look to it. As you can see, I've attached my own webbing system down here in the bottom. Should I ever want to attach a mat for some sort, I can simply just unbuckle these, loop these through, and we're good to go. On the front side here, we have 9 rows with 3 columns on each L-shaped pocket. Both are equal in 1 inch, the standard size for MOLLE webbing. So if you were to attach an item with 2 loop straps, for example, you could do it on the far edge or possibly right in the middle right here. One quick note is that should these straps ever break down here, you can always customize this to fit here and becoming now a new strap. Now moving to the rear of this backpack, this is possibly one of the biggest reasons of me purchasing and owning this backpack. They offer a compartment, or if not an area, slot for you to insert your own waist belt system. What's cool is that if you don't want a thick padded waist belt, you can always use a 1.5 inch webbing belt system. Again, for visual purposes, here's what the waist belt looks like. This is the Tactix waist belt system that they have. It fits perfectly for this tactical backpack, as well as the half-day plus and I believe the 3-day tactical backpack that's out there that they have to offer. So this is what it looks like. The last thing I want to talk about on the back side of this backpack is that it offers a splint-like system that you can use as, I guess they promote it as a shovel. You know, they would say you could use it as a shovel, but you could definitely use this for various purposes. And I think this is a great tool to have in your backpack, additionally to give you that back support. Now it does come with an aluminum piping, as it would go here, as you could see. However, I removed it because I felt like it was a little too rigid for the activities that I do, but it may not be as rigid for you, and it's totally up to you with what you do. I just think for me personally, I didn't need it, but I'm starting to think I may want to have it for a potential risky situation or should an emergency come up. The last 2 things I want to talk about is within the compartments themselves. So in terms of being accessories and its capabilities to being creative, you can do so much with this pocket alone because it is 2-way zipper. So that means you can open it up from here or open it up from here or open both up and have an easy access. And they both offer, which is why they call it the hook and hang through system, is because you have 2 of these that can hook or loop anything that you may see fit. One last thing I want to mention briefly is the sternum strap. This sternum strap, I find it to be more effective, being that it is customizable and adjustable and even removable. As you can see here, I can adjust it on the go to any build or any height that I need it to be for my chest. And the cool thing about this strap is that you can actually remove it no problem. And if that ever happens, it's very easy to put right back on, no problem. Overall, when it comes to accessory capabilities, I have to give it to First Tactical's Tactix One Day Plus. While the Rush does offer some good features as well for organizing and having accessory capabilities, I have to say that this backpack gives you a little bit more, and therefore I give it a 3 and the Rush a 2. All right, so now onto the last category, comfort under load. And to do that, we want to make sure we're putting these weight or rucksack plates in a position where it's not causing too much fatigue on our shoulders and trap muscles. So what you're seeing here is a 45-pound plate, and this is considered the hydration bladder compartment for the Rush backpack. So we're gonna go ahead and see if, for one, if it closes entirely. That way, if you're thinking, yeah, this is working out, right? So here, as you can see, we're having some challenge in getting it in. All right, so it barely fits, barely. Like you have to get really creative, if not have patience, to putting in that 45-pound plate. Obviously, that was the heavier one. That's the heavy one that you want to keep as close to your body at all times. Now we're going to put in a little bit lighter loads on the middle or the inside. When you will do, to be on the safe side, we'll put this in the laptop sleeve. All right, so now that we strapped it up, sealed and dealed, let's go ahead and see how it looks on me. All right, so now we're gonna move to First Tactical's Tactix 1 Day Plus. We're gonna use the hook and hang through system first to load up our 45-pound plate. Now, while I could put this 20 plate in addition to the 45 in the compartment, the hook and hang through system, it might be a little too compressed, and truthfully, I don't wanna put too much of a strain in that compartment. It is my backpack after all, so I wanna definitely just give you at least that demonstration of what this item would look like on the inside. So right off the bat, I could say that this is a little of a con here because there's nothing now supporting it. So if I move around, it's gonna be hitting everything. So that's something that maybe you might have to keep in mind when using a plate on the main compartment. Now I also wanna mention that you can get Velcro straps and put it here to ensure that this stays in place. But for now, we're gonna use the outside straps to ensure that that plate does in fact stay in place. So now that we have it strapped up, let's go ahead and see how it looks on me. And the winner is First Tactical's Tactix 1 Day Plus. Look, I gotta admit that the Rush 24 not only came in close, but looks quite similar to the Tactix backpack when it comes to the base features, but it definitely held up its own. The Rush 24, I could say with confidence, is a high quality backpack offering its own unique and various features. However, based on my needs, the Tactix 1 Day Plus just seems to offer more and suit me best. But what about you? What do you think? Which backpack really won this battle? Let me know in the comment section below. That's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching and supporting this channel. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're new here or haven't done so already and you like this channel's direction, consider subscribing. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Visual comparisons of these two packs while sharing my thoughts behind them and perhaps maybe some details that go with these bags, because as I already said, damn, of helping you with making that purchase, backpack purchase.